Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Duko here, back in the flesh once again. And I just wanted to hop on here real quickly today to make the quick announcement that as for right now and for the foreseeable future, I no longer want to go forward with making Identity 5 content on my channel. Before everybody freaks out and panics, nothing happened. This is a personal decision that I'm making and have been considering for a long time, but I think right now is just I just got to go forward with it. It's just a decision that I'm making to accommodate my personal needs and desires right now. I started making Identity 5 content about 3 years ago when I was 16. It was a very different game back then. A lot has happened. The community has changed a lot. It's been years, and I've been a long-term member of this community since 2020 is when I first started playing. And as you can tell, people were, people consider that to be probably the peak of Identity 5, and I'd agree. I think it was pretty good back then. But there are a few reasons that I decided to quit. And I'm going to say quit sort of lightly because I'm not throwing away that idea that I might come back at some point. Just, for right now, I have no plans to. And so I'm going to also talk about, what that means for the channel and how I'm going to go forward with that and, what comes after and, my whole online presence sort of thing. I will say when I first started creating content on this game, I was one of the very few English speaking content creators, at least the ones that, had like a voiceover in their videos. So I feel like that definitely boosted my popularity back then and really was kind of a stepping stone for the whole Identity 5, YouTube scene. And I have done pretty much everything in the book that I could possibly think of to make like an Identity 5 video. I feel like if I were to have started today, I don't think I would have gotten anywhere near as popular as I did right now. And I'm just gonna pop in real quickly and say I have 15,000 subscribers. That's freaking crazy. Y'all are awesome and have been an incredible piece of the journey. Like I said, I was able to get away with a lot of, just kind of random slop content because I was one of the first people to do it. I don't want to say slop, but, there's only so much you can do with a game like Identity 5 where the gameplay loop stays completely the same for pretty much the entire game's lifespan. So I had a lot of little neat ideas here and there that have all been covered and done by a bunch of other people at this point. So yeah, I was lucky enough to be kind of like a pioneer in that sense, but I don't think I would have done that again. And that comes to this point here where looking at the content creation scene now, there's so much more creators out there, and that's awesome. And I really encourage people to start creating videos in this game if they're interested in it. But for me, I feel like that definitely created some. I guess I'd say I'm pretty picky on my content, and I want to do something new and exciting. And with just there's a lot of just the saturation of Identity 5 content now. I think it's definitely really hard to keep up, and I think especially that's kind of why I sort of fell off in the first place was, we saw the rise of Identity 5 content creators like Z's and like Zeus and all those other people who they're like staples in the community now, which are great. And honestly, they're freaking amazing. So, I mean, y'all do so much for the community, which is amazing. So I'll cheer you on there. But it was pretty hard, just kind of going from the top dog of English speaking Identity 5 community to kind of falling behind. And I feel like that did create a bit of tension and stress towards my whole journey of content creation. And it's kind of like, oh my god, I have rivals now. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Which I say in a funny way, but yeah, it was a little bit hard, to be honest. I'm just gonna hand it over to them now. They've been doing freaking fantastic. I mean, Z's went to freaking Japan for Koa or whatever. It's that's insane. It's so yeah, obviously everybody loves Z's and he's an amazing dude. So obviously I'm willing to hand over that crown. You've done so much more than I've done. Same with a lot of other people. In a sense, I feel like I've kind of burnt out on that. My whole content creation is just kind of burnt out now. And I'm not really getting the views I used to get. And I feel like sort of because I feel like the Identity 5 community evolved and I stayed behind. There was a big boost in the whole competitive scene with Z's and Zeus, especially getting popularity with them covering the whole Koa and everything the whole time. And I was never really into that. I'm not really into the whole competitive side of games. Well, asterisks, sort of. I'll get into that in a second, but yeah, I sort of stayed behind and kind of didn't really choose to cover that because I wasn't really interested in it, and a lot of other people were, and that's kind of the direction the community sort of followed, and that's fine. But I chose not to, so I feel like that did kind of hurt my growth. And it's not a decision I regret or anything. I mean, like, if I'm not into it, I'm not into it, and I'm not into the whole competitive thing, so whatever. But truthfully, I think more people were wanting to watch that sort of content than whatever I was putting out. So yeah, I feel like I kind of stayed behind in the prehistoric IDB times, and I'm kind of in like an old gen player anyways. So I don't know the new gen stuff. And that brings me into the new content of this game has been, at least for me, kind of questionable. I don't think it's been interesting, really, to be honest. I haven't been a huge fan. I mean, like I said, the devs work hard and the team works hard and everything. So, like, obviously, all power to them. But like comparing how it was when I first started playing in like 2020, they were releasing like banger after banger for like the characters, and mind you, they only release like 2-3 characters a year. So like, if they're not interesting, like, it's just kind of like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Because that's not really going to keep me playing the game. And especially with the balance of the characters where like every character's S tier pretty much. I just don't find it fun because if you don't want to play these like new shiny meta characters that honestly I don't feel like have much depth or interesting detail to them, it's just you're not going to have a good time just with how the meta is, and it's a competitive game, so obviously you're going to have that. And you know, I feel like they made it hard, especially because let's say like 2 or 3 characters come out each year, and you have content to make 2 or 3 times out of a whole year, and then it's back onto the whole, the regular gameplay cycle. And it's like, what are you supposed to really do with that? Especially because like all the other content updates are just like gotcha or like skins that you have to shell out your dollars for. So it's hard if you're not covering tournament content, obviously, because I mean tournament content happens all the time. There's always some ongoing tournament to cover. And since I wasn't really doing that, I was just kind of left with the base game, which is honestly, admittedly, kind of dry. Especially after 3 years of doing the same crap repeatedly. So yeah, it burned me out a little bit, and obviously after a while you can only do so much. So that's my stance on that. And I said I was gonna get into the asterisks of like the competitive thing. Another reason that I wasn't really compelled to keep playing is because I didn't feel like the whole competitive nature of the game was very rewarding or interesting. Because I mean, look at any other game, like competitive game, like take like Overwatch for example. Like let's say you're trying to learn a new character in Overwatch, and you're like shooting at the enemy team, and you have all these like abilities to manage, and then you push forward, and then you die because you like overextended yourself, and you're like, okay, well, what do I have to learn from that? What I have to learn is that I should take things slower and play more with more caution, or like you miss your shots or you miss your ability. It's like, what do I have to learn from that? I have to learn. I need to practice my ability more. I need to aim better with my shots. You put that into the context of like Identity 5, and it's like, okay, so imagine you're playing Nightmare, and you go against the Antiquarian, and you start chasing the Antiquarian, and then you try to leap on her, and then she just hits you with the stick, like 5 times, boom, boom, boom. It's like, okay, what do I have to learn from that? I don't know, cause I don't think there's really much I could do. I feel like they're really the whole ability system in Identity 5 is just like press button to win, and whoever has the better button wins. So I don't really find it really rewarding or interesting to try and learn a character, because it's like most of the time, especially with like the newer characters that are just like unbelievably obnoxious to play against, it's like, okay, I don't really feel like there's anything to learn from it, because I can't really get better because there's no way to really play around it. And vice versa too. It's like you play Survivor, and then you get into a chase with a hunter, and then you use your abilities like you're playing Aeroplanist. You use your little dash, and then you're like, oh my gosh, it's on cooldown. And then the hunter like says like, blink, pow, get wrecked, noob. It's like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? It's like I can't really counter like a blink if I'm like, you could if you're like at a pallet and like trick them, but like it's like most of the time it's like you don't really know when a hunter's gonna blink most of the time. So it's kind of like, okay, well now I'm down. So then you get chaired, and then you wait there and none of your teammates rescue you, and then you just die on the first chair. It's like, okay, what do I have to learn from that? I don't know, because don't get chased by the hunter because they have blink and can just teleport through walls. Don't get chaired because my teammates will not save me. It's like what do you really do? Like, how do you really improve, right? And I know there's like, game sense and all that, and it really depends on what character you're playing, but I don't feel like the whole system is really rewarding in any way. So yeah, another reason why it's just not really the game for me anymore. And like I said, it was better when the characters weren't so obnoxious to play against. Now they really are, because they just wanted to make every single character like super like overkill, I feel like. I just want to kind of cover on a more personal note, game aside, on a more personal note, on my whole content creation journey, let me just bring it back. It's been amazing. Seriously, it's been awesome. I didn't expect to grow this much at all. I mean, 15,000 subscribers, that's crazy. And I don't want to leave because it's sad, and y'all are going to be like, no, don't leave. And I'm like, okay, well, I feel like for the interest of me, I mean, I'm just going to bring this up. This whole month, I have opened Identity 5 0 times. I haven't played it. Last month, I opened it maybe 5 times just to record a video, and then I didn't play it at all. So I'm not playing it in my free time. I really feel like it's a annoyance to play and to record videos on, because it's just like, I'd rather be doing anything else. Like, I want to do something that I enjoy with my time, and I don't enjoy the game anymore. It's just like a chore, And I especially think, being in the creator program, made it even worse, because it's like, okay, well, now I have like deadlines and like quotas to meet. So then I feel like that really stressed me out and kind of like pushed me over the edge, to be honest. And I'm gonna put it out there, like, being in the program had some like good perks. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it was good in some ways, but I feel like for me, it just stressed me out a lot. So it's like, yeah, I don't think this is for me. And it would have definitely helped if I was more interested in the game, which I don't feel like I am anymore. So yeah, and I just wanted to say, like, I feel like what kept me in the content creation scene for so long is because, this was like the only thing I was making like some side money off of. Like, I'm unemployed right now, and it's really hard to find a job at my current situation in life right now. So I was like, oh my God, I'm like, what am I going to do? And, I was having a lot of trouble deciding and like kind of figuring out what I wanted to do with my life, and what I wanted to do as like a career path. And I figured it out. I'm going to university next year, which is so exciting, and I'm going to be on my own, and it's going to be crazy. So I'm super excited about that. And I feel like that really pushed me to, like, just drop this, to be honest. It's like, it was kind of like a sunk cost fallacy sort of thing. Like, I already spent so much time in this, and it's like if I'm not doing this, then it's like I can't do anything else. But now I feel like I have it figured out more, and I feel like I'm figuring myself out more, and how I want to live my life and present myself and what I want to do with my time. So, I don't feel really stuck in this anymore. Oh my God, I hate this side of my face so much. Why does it do that? Like, you see how flat that looks? Ew. Okay. Ignore that. Fit goes hard about the fit. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm still figuring it out. I'm trying to find my style. I was going shopping and I bought stuff, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah. I feel like it was definitely, a lot of it was sort of figuring out what I wanted to do with myself and my life, figuring out who I was. So yeah. I feel like that's pretty much it for the most part, and I'm gonna get back to that and say, like I said, I mean, it's not like I'll never come back and make a video. I don't know if it's gonna be on IDV here. I might come back and post a few videos on, like, they have the new Joker Studios game. What is it called? The Sea of Remnants. That was gonna come out early next year, which I might check out and might post a few videos on. But for the most part, I think I'm gonna leave this channel alone for the most part. I mean, all the videos will stay up and everything. Membership will be shut down unless y'all are so inclined to pay for absolutely nothing. Yeah. So I'm not like super, like, I'm not gonna disappear from the internet. Obviously, my Twitter will still be active whenever I post. Discord's gonna be open. TikTok's gonna be active. You should follow my TikTok, by the way. Link in the description. I post peak content only, aka me ranting at my phone in my car after school. Don't want to miss it. And on a side note, for YouTube, I do plan on probably making different channels in the future, for things I'm more interested in. like probably like World of Warcraft and like game development stuff, and just the whole thing. Because I'm a tech nerd, I'm trying to study computer science, so already have some experience in that. So, but as for right now, I don't really have anything going forward for right now. So I'll try to keep you updated. It's kind of like a battle in my head. I don't know if I want to, just start from scratch, or if I want to, kind of tell y'all about it. I don't know, if whatever y'all are demanding from me, I guess. So yeah, that'll be it. Sorry, we kind of went more than I wanted to, but I just wanted to explain everything. Don't leave y'all in the dark. And that's it. And also, I'm a furry. Okay, bye.